Hello and welcome back to Remix Game Show Network. I'm your host Kat, and today we have a new segment called Remix Role Model Matchmaking Game. Say that 3 times fast and let's meet our contestant for the game today. Alright, so this is Jay. Jay, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm currently a Remix Clubhouse staff member and I help kids with life skills.
Alright, wow, that sounds amazing. And what brings you here to find a role model? What are you looking for?
Well, I'm looking for someone that I can be looked up to for encouragement and inspiration. I really want someone who's successful, but also works on their obstacles really well to reach their goals. I really want someone who is respectful and kind and really there to be there for me in a way that helps me feel like I can feel motivated. I am also looking for someone who has healthy habits, especially self-care habits. I feel like that's such an important role, but also I'm looking for someone who values match mine.
All right. Woo! Well, we have 3 mini hangs set up for you today with people that we think match everything you're looking for. Are you ready to meet the contestants?
Yes, Kat, let's do it.
All right, let's find you a role model, Jay.
So tell me what you like to do in your free time.
So I like to restore old furniture a lot, so I do a lot of small projects like that. I'm also an avid reader, so I read a lot of books.
Great hobbies. So what do you usually do on your weekends?
So on my weekends, I volunteer at a youth shelter every other weekend, and I do whatever they need me to do, but if I'm not volunteering, then I'm usually at home.
Okay, and as a lawyer, what do you think your work ethic is kind of like?
Well, I go in very early in the morning to make sure everything gets done. I work in a team a lot, and I like to be the leader to make sure everything gets done right.
Okay, and what do you think the biggest struggle working with groups is?
Well, definitely my communication. Sometimes it's hard for me to communicate what needs to get done. And then on top of that, sometimes I just struggle with communicating my needs.
Definitely, I get that. And what do you think you do if you go to a party? Like, what do you like in a crowd?
Well, I work a lot and I get really tired, so I don't really go to a lot of parties. If I want to see my friends, I usually just invite them over.
Yeah, okay. And what is your best self-care practice?
Well, I watch a lot of TV, but, usually I'm pretty busy, so I don't really do that a lot.
Okay, and what kind of healthy habits do you have?
Well, I go to the gym 3 days a week, and I try to eat healthy meals twice a day.
That's really good. Yeah, and if I was having problems like meeting my goals, what would you suggest I do?
Well, I would definitely tell you that there's no goal that can't be achieved, and if you work hard enough, then you'll definitely be able to get that success.
Okay, and if we were to go out to dinner with my grandmother, what would you do?
I would definitely bring her flowers, and then I would thank her for cooking us a great meal.
Great. And do you think you have any obstacles that you've had to face in your life, and how did you overcome them?
Well, law school was definitely my biggest obstacle. I had to study a lot, and it was long hours of studying. But besides that, I can't really think of any obstacles.
How do you think your friends would describe you?
Fun, outgoing, life of the party, and smart.
And as a med student, how do you keep from being burnt out?
I have a lot of friends that help support me and distract me.
Okay, as a student, how do you manage your money?
Well, I have a job so I can have extra cash. But other than that, I don't really need that much money.
If your friends needed some help, what would you do for them?
Well, I'd obviously give them money. I mean, they can pay back a loan.
Okay, what do you do to manage stress?
Meditation and yoga.
What do you do for the community?
Nothing right now, but when I become a doctor, I will.
Do you think there's any struggles in your life right now that you could be working on?
I can't think of any. I try to stay positive.
Okay, what other things do you try to do to enjoy your free time?
Hang out with my friends and relax.
As a professional basketball player, how does that describe who you are?
I think it really shows that I'm a team player, you know? I don't want to just succeed myself. I want every single person on my team to succeed and reach the goal that they're going for.
And how do you spend your free time?
Well, you know, during the season, between traveling and playing games, I don't have a lot of free time. So whenever I'm at home, I like to relax. Playing video games, watching movies, just chilling.
Okay. And how do you think people in your life describe you?
You know, I think they'd say I'm a real cheerleader. You know, I could be on the sidelines with the actual cheerleaders. You know, I'm always about encouraging people, being really the hype man, and, you know, reminding people to be positive and think a different way about our opponents.
That being said, how do you practice self-care?
Man, my number one's gonna have to be massages. You can only imagine how sore my muscles are after an entire game of playing. But also, I love talking to a counselor, whether it's while I'm on the road on my cell phone or when I'm back in town. And then talking to my family is super important. They provide a lot of motivation for me to do better.
How do you try to get back to your community as a celebrity?
Well, you know, like I said, I don't have a lot of time, but what I do have is a lot of money. So all the organizations I really believe in back home and in my community, I make sure to donate to every month.
So, if you consider yourself famous, how do you use that fame?
Well, you know, instead of talking about work all the time, which obviously I love to talk about what I do, I also like to talk about the things that I care about and that I think are important in our country and in my community.
Okay. And so, how do you think you would act if we went to a party together?
You know, as odd as it sounds right now, I actually don't like to talk about myself that much. So I prefer to be in a group of people that likes to talk more about themselves, to where I can just listen and get to know them. And if someone starts to talk to me and ask too many questions, I kind of fade off into the background a little bit.
Okay. And do you think there's any area in your life that you're struggling with right now that you could maybe get some help in?
Probably my communication skills. And it's funny you say that because actually asking for help is something that I could use help with.
Okay, so when do you have time to be healthy, and what do you do to be healthy?
Well, you know, so I have a huge sweet tooth. So to get past that, I just don't buy them. I don't have them in my house. I just avoid them at all costs. Because otherwise, I'm eating them till I'm sick. All right, Jay. So after all three of your mini hangs, how are you feeling about role model number one?
Role model number one was really great for someone who uses their time wisely for doing their hobbies, but their self-care is a little lacking, and I worry that they don't have enough time to do the things that they really enjoy.
All right, and how about role model number two?
Role model number two was really great because they like to go to parties and have like a really fun personality, but like our personalities didn't match because I'm super energetic and they seemed a little bit more relaxed and a little drawn out because they do so much all the time. So I worry about their ability to be there for me.
All right, and finally, how about role model number three?
Well, I really like role model number three because they know of the importance of their community and giving back. But during the season, they're pretty busy, and their self-care seemed a little bit more outwardly motivated than internally motivated, and I really need to work on my internal motivation, so.
All right, wow, Jay, it seems like you've really thought about each role model and how they fit you and how maybe they're not the right fit. But it's time. Who do you choose as your role model?
Kat, it was a really hard decision, but I did take some time. I kind of would like to take all of them if I can.
Okay, okay, all right, well, what?
So I really loved all of them. I think I could get inspired by all three of them. Although they didn't match all of my values, they represented something that I really need in my life. Role model number one, they know how to work with their obstacles. Role model number two knows the importance of their social life, which I sometimes neglect. And role model number three knows the importance of giving back to their community, which is something I'm very passionate about. And I think that I could use all of them. Maybe not all the time, but specific parts of them for specific parts of my life.
Wow, Well, in that case, congratulations to all of our matches that we made today. And that's all the time we have for the Remix Role Model Matchmaking game today. Join us next time.